When the book opens, the narrator, Leeds Gabriel, is participating in an interview with an unknown person, presumably a detective. Leeds recounts how he met his girlfriend Layla and everything leading up to the interview. Lead is a musician playing with a band he doesn't like. When his life changes the night they play at a wedding, at a bed and breakfast, Lead is instantly attracted to Layla, the sister of the bride, and they embark on a romance that soon becomes an intense relationship. They stay at the bed and breakfast for several days after everyone else has left and ignore their responsibilities for as long as they can. The first few weeks are perfect, but soon they must return to reality, and complications from Lead's past threaten their bond. Lead revealed that he was previously in a relationship with a woman named Sable, who stalked and harassed him after they broke up with her. She had a history of mental instability, and as the president of Leeds Gabriel fan club, seemed obsessed with him. When Leeds posts a picture of himself with Leila on Instagram, Sable begins sending her aggressive messages. One day, Lead is packing to play out of town when there is a knock on his door. Leila opens the door to find Sable armed with a gun. She shoots both Leila and Leeds. Leeds gets the gun and shoots Sable. For a moment, both Leila and Sable are technically dead, but Leila is revived while Sable is not. Leeds also survives. Leila's recovery is difficult. She spends months in the hospital and Leeds becomes her main caregiver. She not only has to rehabilitate her body but also must treat severe depression, anxiety, and memory loss. When she comes home, she seems like a different person. Leeds feels guilty for missing the person she used to be. After months of tending to Leila, Leeds rent the bed and breakfast where they met, hoping to reconnect with Leila and bring back her old self. The house is for sale, and it is easy for him to rent the whole place for several weeks. Soon after they arrive, strange things start happening. Objects move by themselves, notes play from piano, and Leila behaves strangely. Leeds installs security cameras to investigate the strange occurrences. He comes to believe that an invisible entity occupies the house. One night, he realizes he can communicate with the spirit by asking it questions out loud and letting it type its responses in a document on his laptop. He learns that the spirit does not know who or what she is or how long she has been in the house, but she can slip into Leila's body and inhabit it. Lead is fascinated by this spirit, who calls herself Willow, and begins to encourage her to inhabit Leila's body so they can see each other, talk, and watch movies together. He realizes he is beginning to fall for Willow and cannot wait for Leila to go to bed every night so he can spend more time with her. Lead bought an engagement ring to the house, planning to propose to Leila, but now he doesn't want to because he is in love with Willow. Soon Leeds and Leila will have to leave the house, but he doesn't want to leave Willow behind. He extends their stay and even considers buying the house so that he can continue to visit Willow. Leila is growing increasingly anxious and exhausted, partly because another spirit is entering her body and keeping her awake every night. She finds the engagement ring that Lead had been hiding, and he then proposes Leila. Leads turn to a message board where posters discuss supernatural activity. A username undercovering says he can help. This is the person with whom Leeds is speaking in the interview section of the book. Undercovering arrives, and it turns out he is displaced spirit like Willow. He is inhabiting the body of someone named Ronald for the interview. Leeds and the spirit determine that during the several minutes that Layla and Sable were both dead and in the same room, their spirit departed from their bodies. At first, Leeds thinks Willow could be Sable, but he realizes that when Layla was revived, Sable's spirit entered her body. Layla's lost spirit found its way back to the house where she and Lead met. Willow is Layla's spirit, and that's why Leeds fell in love with her so quickly. Willow determines that the only way for things to be set right is for her to die momentarily, so that Sable's spirit can leave and she can re-enter her body. She devises a plan that involves drowning in a swimming pool and then being rushed to the hospital. Lead is afraid to complete his part of the plan because the timing is so delicate he could lose Layla forever. He gives in though, and the plan works. When Layla awakens in the hospital, her spirit is back inside her body. This book ends with, after Layla recovers, she and Lead move to Montana to give themselves distance from the traumatic event of the last year.